A quiet night at a jewelry store. 6 female employees were going about their usual closing routine. A few hours later, they were engulfed in flames and lost their lives. The perpetrator was a man who had previously visited the store under the guise of an, quote, advisor for a waste management company. He offered his business card with a smile and gained the employees' trust through small talk. But he returned to the store with a calculated plan to burn them alive. Why did such a brutal crime occur? What did human life mean to him? This is a story of mass murder, born from desire, loneliness, and societal indifference. We want you to know it. The perpetrator was 49 years old at the time. He claimed to be a consultant for a waste disposal company, dressed in luxury brands, and drove a high-end car, appearing to be a gentleman. In reality, he was an unemployed man who had failed at running a restaurant and drifted from job to job. He flaunted a false image of success, trying to impress those around him. Gambling, bars, mistresses, and extravagance. In truth, he was heavily in debt and on the brink of financial ruin. Around 1998, he began visiting the jewelry Utsunomiya store, and over several interactions, became familiar with the staff. On May 29, 2000, he attempted his first crime. He told the store manager, "I have 300 million yen in cash and want to purchase 80 million yen worth of jewelry, so please deliver it to my home." His plan was to kill the manager on the way and steal the goods. However, a male employee from the head office happened to be visiting that day and insisted on accompanying them, which caused the perpetrator to abort the plan. Later, the store investigated the man's credentials and discovered that his title of consultant was fabricated. They added him to a list of suspicious individuals, which helped identify him after the crime. On June 1st, he revisited the store, apologized for the previous incident, and asked to schedule a proper business transaction. But by then, a new plan was already in motion. This time, he would lure out the merchandise, kill all the employees inside the store, and take everything. On June 11, 2000, the perpetrator visited a nearby gas station and purchased 7 liters of gasoline. He placed the fuel in 2 paper bags to resemble bundles of cash and packed them into a Louis Vuitton bag. He also brought cloth adhesive tape for binding and a change of clothes for after the crime. At around 5:12 p.m., wearing designer glasses and a gold necklace, he entered the store and asked to see jewelry worth 150 million yen. Originally, a monthly staff dinner was planned for that evening after closing, but it was canceled to accommodate the meeting. Since the Utsunomiya branch alone did not have sufficient inventory, additional items were brought from nearby stores. At around 7:30 p.m., he returned to the store and began carefully selecting items. Although the head office called the store multiple times during the meeting, the manager replied, "We're still negotiating," and showed no signs of distress. The man momentarily panicked, thinking he might be exposed, but soon resolved to carry out the plan. After 10 p.m., the man took out the 2 paper bags. They appeared to contain cash, but were in fact gasoline cans. He ordered the employees to pack the 293 pieces of jewelry, worth approximately 140 million yen, displayed on the meeting table into his Louis Vuitton bag. He then asked the manager to call all remaining employees under the pretense of settling the payment. At around 10:30 p.m., the atmosphere shifted dramatically. "Don't move." Standing about 160 centimeters tall, bald with a beard, he suddenly intimidated them. He showed no weapon, yet in the closed-off store, the female employees were paralyzed with fear. During the trial, he testified, "At first, I thought they'd scream, but in that moment, people are strange. They don't make much noise. He bound each woman's mouth, hands, and feet with adhesive tape. Once all were restrained, he poured gasoline on the floor and near the entrance. He then lit the fire with a lighter. The store was instantly engulfed in flames. The 6 women, unable to speak or move, lost their lives in the blaze. The man fled the scene with the bag of jewelry. Around 10:30 p.m., a passerby noticed smoke and flames and called emergency services. Firefighters arrived and extinguished the blaze about 40 minutes later. 6 bodies were discovered inside the store. The police quickly identified the suspect using store records and surveillance footage. His past visit and business card also served as critical leads. He was soon arrested. In court, the man showed no remorse. "I needed money. I had to kill them because they saw my face." Prosecutors sought the death penalty. The defense argued against premeditation, but detailed evidence of planning and preparation was presented. The court sentenced him to death. His appeal was dismissed, and the sentence was finalized. This incident sent shockwaves not only through the jewelry industry but also throughout society. An ordinary customer transformed into a mass murderer. That terrifying possibility. He smiled, used polite language, handed out business cards, and days later set the place on fire. That contrast forces us to ask difficult questions. Could this have been prevented? If someone had noticed, could it have been stopped? The Utsunomiya jewelry store arson case was not the work of a deranged individual, but a horrifyingly close-to-home crime that occurred in an everyday setting.